Man, I really don't like this loading screen anymore. It just looks like I'm doing blackface. Anyway, hi. Hello, good morning. Welcome. Hope you're all doing well this wonderful morning. Hello. Or evening or whatever time it is for you. Morning, afternoon, evening. Hi, hi. Hello. Welcome. We're doing well. It's 5 a.m. That's basically morning. Oh my goodness, I'm a little bit tired still. Who's surprised? Ah! My throat. Ow. But hi, hello, good morning, welcome. Hope everyone's doing well. Hey Maury, welcome. Congrats on first. Hope you're doing well. It's time for stream. Yippee! Doing well, my cold is finally passing. That's great to hear. Oh my goodness. I'm a little peeved. I'm a little bit peeved at my favorite game, Marvel Rivals. Because of the new character. Which, to be fair, I'm not that knowledgeable on the new character, White Fox. She looks fun. And Sir Superhero, the goat of all comic book YouTubers, rushed. Like he knew that the leaks or whatever, like they hinted that the new heroes were going to be Black Cat and White Fox. But he had finished making a Black Cat video in time for the new season drop because he expected her to be first. And then when they announced that White Fox would come first, he was like, "Oh shit, I gotta do this shit now." And so he rushed to make a White Fox video, which is, there's not as much to White Fox as there is to Black Cat, so it's probably a fine video. It's premiering today, and I'm looking forward to watching it so I can learn more about White Fox. I don't know that much. But my problem is they gave her a teleport ability. They gave her a teleport ability. And where was that back in season 0? In fact, before season 0, because Cloak and Dagger dropped when they were still in beta. Where was the teleport there? Why doesn't Cloak have a teleport? It looks like they made it work. So why doesn't Cloak have one? Pisses me off. Like, I was hoping and praying that they were actually going to rework Cloak and Dagger someday. But now that they gave a different support, a teleporting ability, they're not giving it to Cloak. People are going to say, "Oh, but now they're too similar. Why did you do that?" Because most Rivals fans don't fucking care about the lore. And it upsets me. Because Because most of the fan base not caring about the lore leads to NetEase thinking that they don't have to care about the lore, even though it's a fucking Marvel game. Even if most of the player base don't care about the franchise, you should still prioritize the franchise. I feel like I'm crazy. I feel like I'm going crazy. I feel like I'm the only one in the world that actually believes that. Because every time I see this discussion online, it's always like non-Marvel fans going, "It's just a game, bro. Just accept it. It's just a game." And it pisses me off. Started to get so heated at the very start of this stream. Oh my god, my nose feels stuffy. Don't tell me that I'm getting a cold. I'll be fine. Colds are like nothing to me. I get a cold and like I don't really notice it. It's just more of an inconvenience than anything else. I got that northern buff. Blisters on my hand. Why? Is it from the... I'm trying to hold on to everything I usually hold on to, and none of them are really like putting too much like friction on the area where I have blisters. I don't know where they came from. Like there's a balance you need to find. You can't prioritize the lore too much, then you push away casual players, but you also have to think about the gameplay because at the end of the day, it's a game. No, the second part I kind of agree with because in the case of Squirrel Girl, for example, if you prioritize the lore, she would be like the unbeatable Squirrel Girl. She would win every game. Obviously, that second point I agree with. You have to make some changes in order for, you know, the game to be like fun to play. Also, I just realized I forgot the rock cam, so 1 second. But that first point I don't agree with at all because the casual players will see anything that's lore accurate and just treat it as anything that isn't lore accurate. Especially when it comes to movesets, because it's just a moveset, right? How would that push players away? Like, some players already find certain abilities annoying to deal with, even the ones that are very much lore accurate. Like, which one is, like, really annoying to deal with sometimes? I know there's one example, I just can't think of it right now. All the CC, for example, is annoying to deal with, but most of it makes sense. The spiders web you up, that's like their thing. Emma in her diamond form She can grab you. Sure, it's a very like boring thing. Any Marvel character could grab you and stop you. You know, I feel like prioritizing the lore isn't really a thing that will push casual players away. As long as they're faithful to the lore, right? It wouldn't change too much about the actual gameplay experience. It would just make the people that actually know the lore go like, "Oh, that's the thing. I like the thing." Meanwhile, the casual players who don't know the lore are just like, "Oh, thing, this is cool." Right? You understand what I mean? With skins, it's especially like with skins is especially like, you know, like a lot of people when like Rivals adapts a costume from the comics, but they like make weird changes. The like casual players who wouldn't have known the costume before Rivals wouldn't have cared either way because they wouldn't have known what it looked like before. So regardless of whether it looked accurate or not, they would just say, "Hey, cool skin." Meanwhile, the people who actually like the costumes in the comics will then go, "Why did you fucking change it? It was already good. What the fuck are you doing?" You know? You know what I mean? Like a lot of people complain about the black suit, for example, being way too weird and complicated when it's supposed to be very simple. And of course, the logo being wrong. But what happens when? But what happens as a result is that NetEase does something inaccurate. The actual fans call them out and say, "Hey, why did you do it like this? That was weird." And then the casuals go, "Stop being entitled. Just enjoy the game." And then it's the actual fans that are being pushed away. At least in my experience, that's what I've seen, and that pisses me off. That pisses me off because this is not your game. This is our game. That's a very extreme way of putting it. Of course, I'm not saying only Marvel fans can enjoy Rivals. Of course not. But it's like, hey, you don't know the lore, so you can't speak on it. You know what I mean? I don't know. I sometimes feel like I'm very alone on this point. Anyway, we're almost 20 minutes into the stream. How about we actually go do some art? I mentioned this yesterday, but I wanted to try a thing. If I make a copy of this. I nearly forgot this was an art stream. Maybe I should start doing just chatting streams. I'm actually getting better at it. Wait. I shine brighter than the heavens. Those are all in one. Okay, so if I hold on. Brighter, brighter than the heavens in the skies above. It'll be brighter, going super over all the eyes look up. Okay, and now that all the blue eyes are in its own layer, if I now okay, that color is actually kind of cute. Hold on, that like reddish pink is actually a kind of cute color. But no, I wanted yellow. All right. Nope. Lighter color. I need love and see every day. And oh my love. You know that shade of purple still doesn't work for the hair. It has to be like a lighter shade. But I need other places to add like a yellow if I want this to work. Maybe I need to change the fur color a little bit, actually. It's actually not that bad. Which one do I prefer, though? I mean, this is more of a, like, actual Luna Moth color. So that one's fine. I need to actually go to Spotify and look for references to, like, the kind of character design I'm trying to do, you know? Trying to do the kind of, like, star aesthetic character design. Is Pinterest gonna be working now? It is working. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't work. It's weird. I don't know what's been up with fucking Pinterest lately. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't, and it's specifically only on desktop for me. Every time it's not working on desktop, I just fucking go to mobile, and there it works. I don't know. I don't fucking know what the problem is. Holding hands while the walls come tumbling down. When they do, I'll be right behind you. How many song requests do we have in? Quite a lot. I'll let this song play out and then I'll switch. I just like this song. Yeah, you go to Pinterest and you just search star character design, and it's a lot of like blue or purple designs with like yellow highlights. That's the kind of design I'm going for. Or the kind of color scheme I'm going for. I'm not really going for the kind of design because a lot of them are very like night sky looking, very fluffy. With moons and stars all over. Oh, I forgot there was an entire Undertale AU with this like starry look. I completely forgot about that. What even is the lore of that AU? I don't think I ever looked too much into it. But everyone knows that my everyone knows that my Undertale AU is the best one. Actually. All the examples I can find used like okay, now we can switch over to the There we go. A lot of these designs that I'm finding use like they use like they use mostly purple with like yellow as a highlight color and like darker colors as like a secondary color, which is not what I'm going for. Do I have anything like what I'm looking for saved on my Pinterest board? I just need help balancing the colors. No, I can't find anything. Help me with the colors. Maybe in a different Pinterest board. But I don't even know where to start looking in that case. But I can do something else in the meantime. Hatsune Miku. Oh my god, you by just searching Hatsune Miku on Pinterest, two of the first results that come up are Miku as Gwen from Knights of Guinevere, which is, surprisingly fitting, or unsurprisingly, I guess. Like they're kind of the same, meant to be the same sort of corporate icon. Find the colors real quick. Didn't bring with it any of the sketches on any of the sketch layers. Fine. Is this from is this from the Scott Pilgrim game? This song? I assume it is because it's the same composer. Yeah, from the new one in particular. Awesome, because I just have one thing to say. I just have one thing to say. Scott, she was 17. Has everyone else seen that meme going around lately of every single character pointing out that she was 17 to Scott? And he's like, shut the fuck up! I think I remember why I realized that this was a bad idea. It doesn't look as good as I thought it would look in my mind. How does Miku pull it off? Why does Miku look so good with this hair, but I look like shit? I can never be her. Okay, I swear I have something in my my. Why are they singing the fucking doorbell fucking sound? The fucking na 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 na. You know the one. Do I not have any references saved for curled hair? Or like swirly hair that swirls? I had something, but I guess I never saved it. What? What is the up with me? Where's everyone else? I don't know. Busy? Gooning or something? I don't know. Here's actually a good reference. You know what's a little bit weird? I've been dreaming about public transport recently. I had a dream this tonight where I had to it started out real weird. I was at like some sort of conference for some reason. And then, the conference was over and they were like, "Oh, but we have like a thing planned at this other location, so make sure you get there in time." And I had to literally take the bus. No, I didn't have to take the bus. Never. Hold on. I had to take the train because for some reason, even though this took place in my hometown, which does not have trains, all the highways in the city were replaced with like train tracks. There were no sidewalks, so I couldn't walk. I literally had to take the train. And then when I got on the train, it was a motherfucking Pokemon train. And by that, I don't mean like the train itself had like Pokemon things on it. I mean like the people inside of it had Pokemon. It was literally like, oh, here's the train for Pokemon trainers, I guess. And like every person on the train had like a Pokemon. And the guy that sat next to me had like extremely like strong Pokemon, and was like, I don't think I should be allowed to be on this fucking train. My Pokemon could literally blow it up. And I was really on edge because the entire time, because I didn't want this fucking Garchomp to bite my head off or something. Anytime I think I can rely on a robot. Nah, you can't trust robots these days. This is another funny thing I had a dream about tonight. It's like my dreams shift a lot. I'm pretty sure that's very normal for dreams. That one moment you're doing one thing and then suddenly you're doing a different thing. I don't remember exactly how I got to this point in the dream. It just sort of happened by itself. But like I was at like this sort of like internet cafe sort of thing. But like instead of, having like access to social media, they literally had this like AI bot thing that you could like play with. And I remember, and it was like I how do I say this without sounding super weird? So I went to the bot, and essentially what it would do was like the bot would like create a game based on whatever prompts you put into it. And I just kept putting in wiener, and then like the game like wasn't programmed to do that. It was like, oh, you cannot put penis in this child-friendly game, and so the game was just full of hot dogs. Even in my dreams, I stay consistent with my freaky. But anyway, should I remove the English version of the song you put in, or is it fine if it stays? Yes, remove it, please. Okay, I will. Make sure I remove the right one. English version. Yes. Okay, maybe adding the curl to it was a little bit of a mistake. It doesn't look that soft anymore, which is definitely my fault. Maybe I should give up on trying to give it a little curl. Maybe I should just go with the Miku hair. But like Luna moth tails have a little curl on them, and that's the whole reason why I'm giving her Miku hair. It's to reference the Luna moth and its little wingtails. Also, I can't not talk about the Sonic 4 announcements that happened yesterday. How are we feeling about it? Those are a lot of people that are announced to be in the movie. And Wade Whipple is not one of them. And I don't think Randall either. Or I don't even remember her name. Maddie's sister. Why did I forget her name? She was so fun in the second movie. Rachel? Ah, Rachel. She's apparently not gonna be in it either. And no Wade. I mean, it's fair. They have a lot. With the amount of, like, actual Sonic characters that are in it, it makes sense that the human cast will get less and less focused. But the fact that even Keanu Reeves will return as Shadow kind of surprised me. Like, what do you mean you're gonna fit Shadow into this plot? Where and how and why, honestly? Shout out to Freeren no longer being the top rated anime on my anime list anymore. Cause it was just dethroned by JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 7 Steel Ball Run! Let's fucking go! I still haven't seen it. I need to see it. I really need to watch it. But I don't have Netflix. Wait, no, I do have Netflix. I do have Netflix, don't I? Or is that the one that we don't have right now? Oh, it's the one we don't have right now. Shit. There's no way it's on HBO though. Oh, Venom The Last Dance is on HBO. Maybe I should check that out. Maybe I should check out the Venom movies. But no, there's no way it's here. Done part 2 though, so I got a bit to go. I watched the entire anime, and I'm fully caught up on the manga. Actually, wasn't there? I think there was a new chapter that came out recently that I haven't got around to read yet. Because I saw a screenshot on Twitter the other day of like one of the characters in the recent in the most recent part coming out as bisexual. Which I just have to say, something about that. That guy had a crush on Dragona like throughout the entire part. So if Dragona wasn't, explicitly a woman, then him coming out as bisexual wouldn't mean a goddamn thing. Though to be fair, it's been a while. It's been a few years now since Part 9 started, and I'm pretty sure most people have, even though it hasn't really come up in the series, I'm pretty sure most people have just accepted that Dragona is a trans woman and not just, a feminine man. But I remember when when Part 9 first started coming out, people were insistent that Dragona was not a trans woman, just a feminine guy. Even though she definitely looks like a woman, breasts and everything, but people were like, "Oh, but he just likes to look like a woman for whatever reason." It's so weird that JoJo is such a queer-coded series, and yet so many of the fans are just so homophobic. I guess homophobia is just so widespread in society that it's inevitable. So what people normally do, I remember when people did that when Bridget when she came out as trans. I mean, even with Bridget, like at least like I kind of understood their perspective because it's like, yeah, Bridget wasn't always written as a trans woman, at least not explicitly. So them suddenly making her a trans woman explicitly does kind of feel like a change, even if it's a change that makes sense lore wise. But with Dragona in JoJo, like she was a new character and was introduced as trans, and people were still saying like, "No, Araki would never do that." You know, the writer who's made androgynous characters since like the very beginning. Even if it isn't always explicit, I'd argue that JoJo has some of the best queer representation in a manga series not explicitly made for a queer audience. Which is not a high bar for anime, because queer representation is often just boils down to stereotypes. If it's not explicitly like a queer story, you know? Like with Yuri or Yaoi. No queers in JoJo though. Yeah, it's totally the straightest, the straightest series around. There's totally nothing queer about all these big buff men beating on each other. Like, it surprises me that that so many JoJo fans will claim that there's no queer themes in JoJo when it's the most homoerotic thing out there. It's the most homoerotic manga series out there, and people will swear on their fucking parents' grave that there's no queer themes in JoJo. Yeah, I'm starting to feel like the Miku hair was definitely not something I was built for. The Miku hair is not working. I desperately want the Miku hair to work, but it just isn't. Why isn't it? What is the secret to Miku hair? Hey, congrats on 69th. Welcome. Hope you're doing well. Remember when Kikara was introduced in JJK and people were insistent at first that she was just a femboy, but then Hikari, her boyfriend, said I only date women, proving she's trans. You're up on the big TV while I work on Warhammer models. Oh, you're playing a dangerous game. You're playing a dangerous game, putting me on the big screen. You never know what I'm gonna do. You might say swear words. Frick. Boy. No, the Miku hair isn't working. I don't. At least not with that shape. Hatsune Miku. How do you do it, Hatsune Miku? What's your secret, Hatsune Miku? watched episodes of Invincible yesterday. There's lots fucking one episode. I had my window and curtains open. Freaky. Invincible, more like freaky invincible. Ha 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 ha. Imagine if imagine if I started streaming on like a more explicit site like Fansly or OnlyFans or something. But like I didn't change my content at all. It would be the same. It's just like kind of like a members only type thing. Oh, that's different as you draw boobies. Exactly. I would love to do that. Just because it'd be funny. And then people come in and say, "Why aren't you naked?" And I'm like, "I'm sorry. I just like drawing boobies. Okay, I can't do that on Twitch." Like the math videos on the hub. Exactly. I think my problem with how the hair is looking is that it's taking up too much space around the character, right? I want something more small and demure, you know? And it's kind of taking up a lot of space. That actually does help a little bit. Man, I love One Piece. Sure, I'm only like 200 episodes deep, but it's peak. every day I inch closer to actually watching One Piece. The thing that really convinced me was a video by Comic Drake. Oops, wrong layer. It was a video by Comic Drake going over why One Piece is really good. Is that supposed to be in English? I swear, I removed the one that said English version. This is the one that just has the title. I removed the one where it said English version. I kept the one that just had the title. Oh, so hi Val, welcome. You should, it's really good, although I would recommend you read the manga, it's a little faster. Actually, in Comic Drake's video going over One Piece, or talking about One Piece, he didn't actually give it major spoilers. He recommended looking into a website that has like a watch order that is more in line with the pacing of the manga. Called I think it was called like One Pace. You know, because it has better pacing. I still don't love the Miku hair. It's such a conceptually it's so good, but I cannot make it look right on my Sona. I'm just not Miku. I'm just not Miku. I'll never be Miku. Ignored? What do you mean ignored? I've read all your messages. Oh. You read them but haven't replied? Well, you said Owawa, and then you said wife redesign. And like, yeah, what else is it? Manatee. I would like an answer. You could be doing a silly Miku version. I guess. I'm sorry. Whoa, Donald, you cannot say that. Okay, this version actually kind of looks fine. Okay, that was a bar. I've never heard the full version of this song. Okay, but serious question. The Sonic 4 movie Twitter has been using the word chaos and chaotic a lot in replies to people. What do you think they're implying? Is it just a reference to the emeralds? Or is it the guy? Is it the chaos or is it the chaotics? That's what people have been suspecting. One of those two options. Take my leave after the peak of my career. All right, Maury. Only chows by cream. I don't like the implications of that. Oh, the star looks weird. I wonder if the star motif is gonna kind of ruin the motifs. Cause it's like a Dreamcast type design. Why is it suddenly start? Why not spiral? I mean, it looks cool. It looks nice. I like it. But my question is, does it actually work? Is it a good idea? I forgot I had put the manatee like that, so I saw it at the corner of my eye and was like, wait, what the fuck? And then I realized, oh, yeah, I did that. I actually kind of like that. I actually like that quite a bit. Okay, but now I don't know where to go from here. Can I make the hair tails a little bit shorter, maybe? Or does that ruin that kind of ruins it? I feel like this is like a perfect length for them to be. Maybe if I change the angle a little bit. No. Now the yellow is throwing me off. I thought the yellow would look good, but it doesn't really. Maybe because it's in the wrong place. Maybe these don't have to be yellow. That already looked a little bit better, actually. How does Miku do it? How does Miku do it? Miku does not actually have that much of a secondary color. She's very much blue. I imagine she'd have more red over her body, but she doesn't actually. Or the pink, magenta color, whatever. Ah, I need to go use the bathroom. Did I finish my coffee? I did. I did. But I need to go use the bathroom. I'll be back. I'll be right back. How many music requests do we have? Only this one left. Put in more music requests, please. Pretty please. Anyway, I'll be back. What? Wow. Hello. Ah! This sign is pissing me off. I don't know what to do. Eh. Eh. Wah, wah. Let's see if this looks like something. Hmm. Once again, I think it's a good idea, but it's kind of ruined by it being yellow. I think that the yellow might have been a mistake. Frick. Frickinator. Meow. Meow. Yellow is reversion or powering up. Mm. I want to red. I want to red. I red. Bam, bam, bam. No. Who I it. Oops. Wrong thing. See, I kind of like it better when it's just all purple, but I thought the yellow would be cute, but I'm really not good at finding places to put the yellow. I designed her to be so overwhelmingly purple that there's no spots that I can turn into like highlight without it looking weird. Yellow just reminds me of the April Fool's character. The what? The one from FNAF Secret of the Mimic? That one was purple and yellow. Oh, almighty Miku, please help me. At least the Miku hair is sort of working out. That I'm happy about. I feel like I have to change the bangs at least a little bit. Hmm. I want a second cup of coffee. Oy. I just remembered, there's a streamer. Okay, well, he is a streamer, but I don't watch his streams. I only watch his YouTube videos. Uh, he plays Rivals. He's called That Punch Kid. He's British. He's British, but his wife is from Norway. And in one of his recent videos, he mentioned something about the difference in how British and Norwegian people use the word oi. And it got me thinking, if I ever go to England to visit Val, will I accidentally start beef on the bus if I like bump into someone and I say oi? Because in Norway it's kind of like a oh. It's like a whoops. It's like a oh uh-oh kind of thing. like whoops, yeah, exactly. But like in in England, it's like, oi, bruv. And I don't accidentally want to start beef if I like accidentally bump into someone on the bus and I go, oi. And they look at me and go, oi, what? And I have to play as oblivious as possible, and I have to go, um, sorry, I don't speak English. Not, I'm not from England. I don't speak English. I think if you use it multiple times, it loses effectiveness. Ah, that's true. Oi, 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 oi. That could work. I remember I was in England one time for like a school trip. This was like many years ago. I remember bumping into someone on a train actually. I don't think they noticed me, but I accidentally bumped into them. And you know, even though I was good at speaking English at the time, I I instinctively said sorry in Norwegian instead of English. I accidentally bumped into them and I went, oops, injured. They wouldn't have understood me if they had noticed I was there in the first place. They wouldn't have understood what I said. Think people understand context. Yeah. It was so funny because during that trip, this is a thing that me and my friends would mention over and over. Me and my friends would remember this for like years after it happened, and we would talk. We would bring it up over and over again. But like, we were obviously like speaking Norwegian to each other when we were on like public transport. And we overheard some like other people on the bus like speaking to each other, being like, "Are they Russian?" Which, you know, fair enough. If you don't if you don't know the language, you'd assume it would be it's something like that. Man, it would be so nice to travel to like visit people, but the problem is traveling is so tedious. I don't want to be cramped on a train. I mean, on a plane for hours. Although, I think I probably mentioned this, like a year ago when it happened. But the airport in my city now does actually do international flights, to England, so I could actually just go there whenever if I had the money and the time. The money, the time, and the patience. Heard you laughing. I thought that I heard you sing. I think I thought I saw you try. Okay, making it look like hair is stupid. Not doing that. Water. This is gonna be hard. I guess manatee time is over. I don't love it still. Stacy's mom has got it going on. It's all I want, and I waited for so long. Stacy, can't you see you're just not the girl for me? Hmm. Now wondering if these little wing things aren't working. No, they kind of did pull it all together. Hold on. If I do like a little... That kind of helps. I know that you think it's just a fantasy. But since your dad walked out, your mom could use a guy like me. Daisy's mom has got it going on. It's all I want, and I waited for so long. Daisy, can't you see you're just not the girl for me? Oh, it might be wrong, but I'm in love with Stacy's mom. Some of that mothiness is kind of gone now. Maybe I should like do something like that. Stacy's mom, Stacy's mom, Stacy, can't you see you're just not for me? That looks kind of similar to what this model, the model that I'm using, has. Which I don't love. Oh, why is this so hard? Oh, keep old spell of morning am over this dawn. So what was next? Major kicks. I'm glad you're having fun, but you are not making this a thing. I would appreciate it if you stopped. It's getting a little bit exhausting to hear this. It's not giving moth. I feel like I have to add more fluff for it to read as a moth. And I don't want to do that because it doesn't mesh well with the otherwise sleek Y2K aesthetic. Ah, decisions. You guys have any ideas? Just curious. Give glove boxing hair like that one game easy. How does that make it look fluffy? And more moth-like? Is Moth Miku a thing? Okay, these are a lot of bug Mikus. This Miku is just a moth. Just a fluffy little moth. Looking at some of these designs, I think I'm actually pretty fine. On the fluff side, at least. Maybe if I make the antenna a little bit more fluffy looking. Just make it look like Chibi Sailor Moon easy. Is Sailor Moon fluffy? Is Sailor Moon a moth? Wait, Chibi Sailor Moon. The little one, how does she look like again? Sailor Chibi Moon. I mean, her hair is a little bit fluffy, but otherwise, not really. Why is there a Sailor Moon and also a Sailor Chibi Moon? What is Sailor Moon lore? I need to watch that show. I need to read Sailor Moon. I feel like that's something I definitely have to do. What even is the lore? I actually don't like that. Nope. Go back how it was. That's a little bit better, actually. A little bit of fluff. Wah, 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 wah. Fluffy hair, easy. I'll try that. Nope. Maybe it's fine. Maybe it was fine the way it was. I think maybe it was fine the way it was. I'm gonna do a lazy. I'm gonna do a lazy. Criminal mentality. You sink your teeth into the people you depend on. Infecting everyone, you're quite the problem. But we're back. You lonely, dying, filthy ditch. So could you tell me how you're sleeping easy? How you're thinking of yourself? Oh, and all your commands. Me and thinking of yourself. Show me how you're justified. On your lies like you're listening. What? Now that I think about it, there's a fine line between bug and glebe glorb. And I want to channel both. So I have to kind of walk that line. Have just enough bug aspects and just enough like alien-y aspect. Right? You guys know what I mean. Here's a glebe glorb for reference, right? Sometimes they have cat ears. Actually, what shows if I Google Gleep Glorp? Gleep Glorp. It's fictional character. That reminds me, one of my favorite GIFs as of recently. I need to find it. I need to find it. It's one of my favorite GIFs recently. I found it. Hold on. Here it is on tenor. This is glorp shit. I think it's so funny. So yeah, I think just making the hair more wing-esque is the way to make it clear that it's some sort of moth. I mean, the long tails were originally meant to be a reference to Luna moths having like little tails on their wings. But now that the wing shape hair in the back is gone, that kind of disappears. That look kind of disappears. Because like, if these are the tails, then there would be like wings up here, and there aren't. Maybe it isn't too late to add yellow to the design. But I do kind of like how it looks here. Add another triangle on the... It just hit me. Because I added a bunch of triangle-like shapes around the design. Because the Dreamcast controller and like console has like a triangle button on it, and I think that's a very iconic like Dreamcast thing, that little triangle button. And since adding a spiral logo all over the design wouldn't look as nice, I added that instead. But the fact that I made them this pink color instead of the orange of the Dreamcast, or the like gray color that the button actually is on the console, it means that my design is covered in pink triangles. And if you know the symbolism behind that, then that's a little I mean, I'm gay. It's fucking it's fine. I'm allowed to have a pink triangle on my design. Where's the orange swirl? Well, I'm glad you asked because it's actually right here in the Melcast logo. Except it's not orange anymore because... Eh. Let's see how the design has changed. It hasn't changed a lot. I just made the fur lighter. And added the stars on the hands and the tails on the hair. Hmm. I just kind of don't like character designs where like the hair is shaped like wings. I don't know why. It just doesn't. It just doesn't appeal to me, you know. Orange swirls should be implemented on hair bangs like Superman swirl. That would, not gonna lie, that would be kind of a cool character design. A Dreamcast, Dreamcast Superman. Wasn't there a Dreamcast Super? No, it was the N64 Superman. I don't know how I feel about that either. No. No. Oh no. No, no. And no. Oh, I don't like it. 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 Wait, I just realized. No, the hair is the swirl. Oh my god, the hair is the fucking Dreamcast swirl. The hair curls into a swirl. And oh, please let us what thing might see. Someday we'll find the rainbow connection. The lovers, the dreamers, and me. All of us under its spell. We know that it's probably magic. Have you been half asleep? And have you heard voices? I've heard them calling my name. Is this the sweet sound that calls the young sailor? The voice might be one and the same. I've heard it too many to ignore it. It's something that I'm supposed. Someday we'll find it. The rainbow connection. The lovers, the dreamers, and me. Da 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 dee da da do. Da 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 dee da do. God, it's such a nice song. If you disagree, you don't have a soul. If you genuinely think Rainbow Connection isn't a good song, you have no soul. Rain or man, joy, dripping down the stem, connected it to his brain. He wrote it first brain, testament, pain. I like the idea of it forming the swirl, but doesn't help with the doesn't help with the what am I trying to say? Oh, I wish for a new land. Or can be a new man. Up as we go, up and I think I just have to go based off this one here, actually. Your heart, look for love, go madly moods, drowsy, living in the middle, the two extremes, fucking guns, hot to the touch, would cool down if we didn't use them so much, yeah. We're so alone, and soul really matters to me. You're out of touch, I'm out of time, out of my head when you're not around. starting to look like something. I like how it looks on this side, but I don't look like the other side that much. Stretch. Wow, wow, wow. Hi, Sever. Welcome. Congrats on second. Almost 3 hours into the stream. Hope you're doing well. People really like redeeming first and then the funny numbers. And some people just straight up forget. And so we're 3 hours into the stream and now someone redeems second. That's how it goes. Doing all right? That's nice. That's nice to hear. I'm currently struggling because character design is hard. For gore. What was the origin of for gore again? It's been such a long time since that meme, like, well, it's been a long time in like internet time since that meme first came into being, and now for gore has just become a word that we use. I've completely forgotten what the original meme was again. I honestly forgot as well. Let me Google that. Let me Google. Let me go to knowyourmeme.com. I forgot. In February 5th, 2021, Twitter user It's Not Seabass tagged Walmart's Twitter account, writing, "Hey Walmart, I have a question." After the Walmart Help Twitter account replied, "How can we be of assistance?" The Nazi at It's Not Seabass responded, "I forgot," skull emoji, likely mistyping "I forgot" due to R and T being next to each other in a standard QWERTY keyboard. The tweet, shown below, received over 750 retweets and 2,200 likes in 5 months. Spread. In the following days, a screenshot of the exchange received viral spread online. For example, on February 7th, 2021, Instagram page Some Weeb Watching Cartoons posted a screenshot with the post gaining over 5,000 likes in 5 months. On February 13th, Instagram page Pensive emoji. I thought that's a penis emoji. We posted the screenshot gaining over 2,800 likes in the same period. Blah 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 blah. So someone just mistyped forgot and then it caught on. It just caught on. Oop, why did I do that? Oh sh. What's this circus ass music? No, that's a terrible idea. That looks so bad. No, if it swirls the other way. Nah, I know what to do. More stars. You stretch. Wee. One Warhammer model built. Now I rest. Make sure to drink water as well. Everyone remember to drink water. Everyone, every single one of you, right now, go get some water to drink. Or else I'll show up at your house. And I'll waterboard you. No. In Minecraft. In Minecraft. Twitch, don't take me out back and shoot me, please. I beg you. I have to take note of this song. I have to remember this song. Petty and Stalking ending song. I saw that. Need to watch Panty and Stalking. I always forget. It feels like such a me type of show. You know? Panty and Stalking if it was written by Vivsy. And it's the exact same show. So good, you should watch it. I've been meaning to for so long. Ever since like the second season was announced a few years ago, I was like, "Oh man, I really need to actually take the time to watch the show now before the next season comes out." And then that I didn't do it. Oh, it's so K-pop. I don't fuck with it. Felipe herself wrote it. I believe that. That looks more silvery. Did that color change at all? Hold on. This color changed. Definitely. Did I forget to press confirm? Why is it the same? I guess the difference is just so slight that it's not noticeable. Okay, now it should be different. Noticeably. Change. But do I like this? Do I think this works? Okay, I do like the stars. I want to keep those, but I do think overall I prefer what I did here better. I'll keep the stars on the pants, but not the hair. I'll also change the skin tone, I guess. I did it wrong, apparently. What I meant to do was this. And then, oops. No, I moved them so they line up. The only reason why I also copied the pants layer when all I needed was the stars. Also, I did fix the belt part a little bit, so I'll keep that as well, I guess. I just feel like this looks better. I was I've been so Book of Mormon brained. I was convinced that that ding dong was gonna be followed by a hello. My name is Elder Price. And then I remembered, wait, there's no way anyone in my chat would request Book of Mormon. It has to be something else. Now there's another problem that I have to solve with this design, and that is, oh fuck, that was another change that I made that I actually wanted to keep. I've drawn her with a single arm when there's supposed to be four. I need to draw some like sketch studies of like four armed characters. I swear I have a reference for that on my Pinterest board. My Pinterest board. I'm not seeing my references for that actually. Probably because I just have so many things. I need to clean up my Pinterest boards. A lot of them are just full of clutter. Or not clutter necessarily. There's like they are relevant things. There's just too many of them. It's the problem. Also, I need to actually organize my board full of like drawing references so I can look for things individually instead of having to scroll through a bunch of bodies and eyes when I'm looking for hand references, you know? Yawn. Yeah, I've scrolled down a whole bunch and I'm not seeing any four-armed references. I guess I'll just use the search. There's one in particular that I know I've seen, but I'm not finding it. Maybe I found it on Twitter, actually. Maybe that's why. Maybe it's in my Twitter saved. But you'd think it would be uploaded to Pinterest at some point. That's just sort of how it goes. That's how it goes on the internet. I mean, she has 6 arms, not 4, but I think if I look at drawings of Muffet from Undertale, maybe that'll be helpful. Her arms are so thin. That's kind of the thing. It suits the art style. A lot of this art just shows her arms coming out from her back. Not really attached to her side, they're just kind of plastered on there. That's fair enough. But now I'm already streaming overtime. I can take care of that later. I'm just gonna that does look a little bit cluttered. Something like that. Regardless, we move over here. And we swap out the music to the Spotify so I don't forget before next stream. Where's that? There it is. And we look for someone to raid. But whom? Whom do we raid? Stretch. It's the same people over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. Wah! Maybe we should look for someone new. Sing once again with me, or to it. Power over you grows stronger yet from me who glance behind the fan of the opera. Mine. Oh, this one is cute. This one looks adorable. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I think we rate this person. They're very cute. Or not. She's drawing men. Ah, men. Ah, men. Actually, I need to go to the bathroom real quick before we raid out, but I'll be right back. I'll be back ASAP. Wow. Wow, wow. Wow, wow, wow. All right. Now we can raid. Hold on. I feel like I'm a little bit small. Yippee! Anyway, since it's the end of the week, I should put my little links, my stupid little links in the chat. Where you can follow me on Blue Sky, where I sometimes post art. I posted some art recently. Yippee! I'm very slow at posting art, but I post art there sometimes, and also repost other people's art if you want to see that. Also, my YouTube VOD channel where I post my VODs at the end of the week. So if there was a stream you particularly like, you can go check it out there. Also, our Discord server, which not much to say about it other than that we have it. It's a nice little place for the community to hang out and share memes and share art and chat about different things if you would like that. And it's also the best place to be notified when I go live. You just hop in there and get yourself the melon, watch your Discord roll, and you'll be pinged every time I go live if that's what you'd like. Also, my VGen where I host my commissions. So if you have the money and you would like some, want to buy some art from me, you can go ahead and do that through VGen if you want to. But of course, if you don't have the money, please do not commission me. Only if you have the money. That's an order. But yeah, let me give you guys a little raid message. And you all better be on your best behavior today because we're raiding someone new. We're raiding someone new. So you better be on your best behavior now. Don't say anything stupid. Don't be too silly. We're gonna raid this person called Lucille Dream. Yeah, they're very cute PNG tubers, so I wanted to drop her a raid. Since everyone else of my mutuals who's streaming right now, I've already raided this week. So we might as well look for someone to. Melon is pooping? No! What the flea? Stop it. Behave yourselves. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day, night, evening, whatever time it is for you. And I hope you all have a wonderful little weekend. I hope to hear back from you next week, see what you've been up to. Yod. Anyway, I'll be back again on Monday with more art. I hope to see you all back again then. But as always, remember to eat food, drink water, take care of yourself, take your meds if you have them, if you need them. And yeah. Be nice during the raid. And I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day, night, evening, whatever time it is for you. Goodbye. Bye bye everyone. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye Sever. Bye Pain. Bye bye. Bye everyone. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. Goodbye. Bye bye.